and in the script it was dark hair, big eyebrows, and mild cerebral palsy, which, there we go.
Well, in which case, why did you have to audition 5 times to get the part?
Well, it's like any business. Acting is a business, and they want to make sure that they have the right person. And I auditioned 4 in Los Angeles and once in New Mexico. And in that once in New Mexico, I auditioned twice in the same day, actually. I went in, I read with Vince and everyone. I did my audition, and then they called me for a test screening. And I'm sure you know a test screening where they want to make sure you're not crazy or freak out the other actor. They're like, okay, we can still fire him. We haven't hired him at that point.
Yeah. You mentioned there the cerebral palsy, and I just want to touch on that slightly because obviously that was in the script. It was written in the script. The character Walt had a much more severe form of it than you actually came from. But when you were younger, the condition was a lot more severe, wasn't it? You've improved, as it were.
Much, and I spent my whole life and the majority of my childhood in therapies and treatments, and I went through feet binding and leg binding for years. I went through occupational therapy and speech therapy, and I was always working to take control because I was never allowed to use my disability as, well, most people use it as a disability. And that's the thing is, I grew up, my family was very, I wouldn't say strict, but they were like, you're not allowed to say you can't. Because can't shouldn't be in someone's vocabulary. You can, you choose not to. And I grew up with a Marine grandfather. So,
wow. That's tough.
So can't was definitely not my vocabulary. It was always yes. It was never no, maybe. It was yes. You had to.
You had, I mean, there were bullies along the way, and I love your approach to it, because your approach was, listen, guys, you know, you have the problem. You're the ones with the issue.
Well, and that's the thing is, when it comes down to bullies, bullies project their insecurities onto other people. And bullies are takers. They like to take and take and take. And the problem is what they're trying to take, they cannot use. It's who you are. They're trying to take a piece of you. And when it's down to a disability, people with disabilities are a lot, will be bullied. It just, when someone thinks that someone's weaker than another person and they see this weakness and they don't realize how much of a strength a disability actually is and how much knowledge disabilities are, but when it comes to a bully, all they see is the weak aspect of that. And I grew up with a Marine grandfather. So,
wow. That's tough.
So can't was definitely not my vocabulary. It was always yes. It was never no, maybe. It was yes.